Hey folks, I thought I'd just try and do a little video here to show you something I think that's rather interesting that's coming up on the 18th of June. And it's all to do with Gemini. Now, we've had lots of stuff going on, haven't we, in Gemini recently? We've had eclipses, we've had the Sun and Venus going across the Sun. We've now got, coming up on the 18th of June, a new moon in Gemini. Now this, to me, well, it feels like it's the end of a whole load of packing, if you like, we've all had to do to go on a journey. And basically, just recently, it feels like we've all been getting on the bus ready to go. And the journey is basically the time between Gemini, which is there, and round to here, Sagittarius, 21st of December. Now, on this date, the 18th of June, we've got quite a few interesting alignments because they're all quite tight. We've got the moon at 9 degrees of Gemini. We've got the sun, which is obviously also in Gemini. We've got Venus also at 9 degrees of Gemini. Jupiter's about to just move into Gemini. And we have got quite a few, Uranus at 8 degrees of Aries. Now, there's Aries. Okay, that makes a positive aspect. So we've got all the Gemini 9 degrees, which is the moon and Venus, trined there, sorry, sextile there to Aries. Okay, now we've also got Pluto at 9 degrees, same again down here, Capricorn, and we've got Chiron at 9 degrees of Pisces, and that's making a sextile there to that. Now we've got a lot of 8/9 degree angles. At the end of this cycle that we've had, which I believe has been the 8-year cycle between the last Venus transit of the Sun, to have such a poignant snapshot, if you like, it's a snapshot in time, in as much as the birth chart is a snapshot in time of where the planets were when you were born. This is, I believe, quite a poignant snapshot of time. To me, this is when the journey starts to take us all the way around there. So just, you know, be aware that that's quite an acute day. I'm sure that nothing will probably happen sort of earthquake wise or anything like that, but just watch on that day, because I think you'll find it's the start of things going on. Now we've got Pluto in Capricorn. Well, we all know that's going to be that's upheaval of the establishment basically as it moves through there. And we've got Chiron, you know, sextile to it there in Pisces. It's going to be quite an interesting journey. Now, the other thing I'd like to say to you about this feeling about getting on a bus, which is what I was going to say in the first place. I don't know how you folks feel. I know how I felt just recently. Quite, it's been quite a time really. Probably it's been like it for ages, but just even more so recently. I feel like it's really been a time where actually you can get your head together. You can not react in the same old way. You know, if somebody does something that you think on the outside might seem unpleasant towards you, well, don't react in the same old way. Just think, okay, where are you coming from? Step out of the situation, look at it from all angles. It's quite empowering to do that. And I'm just reminded of something that I heard on a video that I watched the other night by Bashar. Made a fascinating statement, he did, and he said, abundance is the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. And this comes back to this journey, folks, because I think we're on the bus now. If we're on the bus and we think, shit, I've not packed the hair straighteners, or oh, I've forgotten the camera, or, you know, we are now where we are, whatever point of how can I say, I feel, this is how I personally feel. I feel that somebody said this, you know how people say things and some things stick in your brain, don't you? I think that's true. Basically, somebody said to me a little while ago that they thought that with 2012 it's like this. You've got the opportunity to raise your consciousness. Say you're a sort of 8 out of 10 person, perhaps you can raise it to a 10 out of 10 person. If you're a 2 out of 10 person, perhaps you can raise it to a 4 out of 10 person. But the position that you are to start with is where you are now at. And this person that said this to me said, you know, if you spent lifetimes and eons of incarnations to get to this point in time of your consciousness, of your evolution, this is the time where people probably could feel, hey, I need something. For example, supposing you're one of these people that's confident in yourself, you know, chilled, at peace with yourself. You know, you don't know what's around the corner, but you're calm because you've done the inner work over these years. Well, maybe other people could think, oh, what's she got? I don't know what she's got, but I know I need it. So there will be a bit of a jostling, you see. People will come along and they will try and, I don't like to say this, steal your energies, but there'll be latches on, hangers on. And this is a time when we have to look after ourselves, and that sounds selfish to the mainstream way of thinking, but it isn't. And it is that analogy in the Bible of the virgins waiting for their husbands, and some of them had sort of been wise and kept their lamps burning, and the others hadn't bothered. They'd let their lamps go out, and then they said to the ones who kept their lamps burning, hey, can we have some of your oil? And they said, no, you can't, because we've been sensible. That's a hard one to understand, that analogy. But that's what it means. It means if you've done the work till now, this is a time to, people draining, people want to cling, just got to say, you've got to look after yourself now, because this is the springboard point. Obviously we've all got people we've got to look after, maybe children, parents, you know, and stuff like that, but really beyond the point of folks we have to, and even them to a certain extent, it's like learn, respect boundaries. Anyway, that's my perspective of it, folks. So yeah, it's watch this date. You know, it's the 18th of June when everything's lining up. It's the start, I believe. It's when the keys are going in the engine and the bus is starting and the journey. It's a snapshot in time. All this stuff. Oh, and one other thing, yeah, I'd just like to say, I love Barbara Hanclough as an astrologer. You know, she's amazing. She was right on the forefront of stuff way back in the 90s with Chiron. I don't know exactly where the alignment with the Galactic Centre is, but I know she said that the alignment with the Galactic Centre was at 28 degrees of Sag. Now, if that's good enough for Barbara Hanclough, it's good enough for me. You know, is it interesting as well that all this stuff's happened in Gemini? As we move to the end of Gemini, right, where we're going to have this final snapshot that I've told you, 18, because it moves, what, the 21st into Cancer there. Is it any wonder that we've had it just to come to the point, it's this, before we get this alignment here, sorry, down there, with the Galactic Centre. And also, you know, Orion, I believe that the Orion Nebula, following the work of Starscream 233 on here, and I do believe that the sign of Arachne could be there, the 14th sign. If we've got Ophiuchus, learnt to say it, see, which is there between Scorpio and Sagittarius, in astrology you always have to have the opposite. It's there. Is it any wonder that we've just gone through that point? It's the same point in the sky, Taurus, Gemini, you know, it's that. And you know, when things come to a point in astrology, we say they apply, and that means as they move towards something, they apply, they sort of build up pressure, and that's it. It building up all the way through there. It's this new energy that's coming in, folks. It's going to be good. And one last thing I'd like to say, this map is a map of the, it's an astrological map, it's the horoscope drawn by this chap Anathes Kirch, which again would never have heard of if it wasn't for Starscream 233. But basically it's got some interesting archetypes on it, and I love these because here, look, at Capricorn, we've not got all goatee. No, we've not got all goatee. We've got Anubis, the way shower. Now, how much better is that, eh? How much better is that, a way shower, than, I've got nothing against goats, but too many things with cloven hooves in the bloody zodiac. You know, we've got the bull, cloven hooves, blah blah. That's another story. Anyway, the way shower, I like that. Opposite Cancer there with bird head. Why have they got a bird head? I don't know, but you see, in the ancient chart we have more symbology, and this is what I believe we need now with Arachne and the symbolism of Arachne, what she represents. Here it's new archetypes. We need new archetypes to look to the future. Anyway, I tried to think how long I've been waffling. So yeah, watch that date, folks, 18th of June, and yeah, thank you, bye.